Alrighty, welcome back to Milk Animation, and today, just got some shot revisions we're going to be working on. Jack and Core have gone over the boards that I did previously, and now we're going to go through and get those done. I love this note that they sent for a requested shot, awkward medium wide shot of their silence. Very good, very clear as to what I'm meant to do. And also, they requested something for the new Oz tourism board. So the idea is like this would be like a shot of the TV before we zoom in on a commercial that's happening in the scene. These are what I'm gonna be starting with, and if we have time, I'm gonna try to go through and get some color and additional details added to this background, mainly getting plants added and getting some of the sort of ambiance that I meant to do a couple days ago. A couple folks might know that during my last stream I said I would be back quote unquote tomorrow, but then I got really tired all of a sudden and I was kind of out of it for a couple days, but back on it. We're back on that grind. We're back on that grind set. I cannot take myself seriously when I say stuff like that, but let's start with the awkward medium wide shot. So I'm thinking, like, we already have a shot that I did previously. I'll pull it up here just for reference. It is this sort of looking up from below shot of them at the table. That I did some of the stuff for the layout earlier. This isn't like the final background lines because I still need to go through and add the details and adjust how that lamp looks so it's right with the shot. But basically something like that, except at a higher angle. So let us begin. Let's get out the symmetry ruler. Just doing this to get the placement right for the arms and stuff. They're not going to be posed the same way. And I'll probably bring this in a little closer. Like that much. I'd like there to still be some details of like the environment around them. Okay, that's close enough. And then the lamp would actually be a little bit higher, so let me scooch that up a little bit. Like there. I hope y'all have been having a good week, by the way. I think it's been going pretty well for me, all things considered. let's... So, from the context of previous shots, if I remember right, this would be... I don't think I have the, I should have kept the file open with the original stuff here. Would have made this easier, but... What brush am I using that has this kind of... Yeah, that's that one. Okay. I feel like this scale isn't actually right, but... Oh, hello. Let's see here. Perspective on this is really wonky, but if the vibe is right, that's all that matters. Okay. Now let's add our sad boy in on this side, who is all hunched over. Dude's posture is atrocious. Put him in his cool little tunic. I think that's one of the design choices that I'm really glad we stuck with Calvin's design, is that he wears a tunic. Or just like, I guess, basically just like a big skirt. Because it is, I feel like it's going to lead to a lot of fun opportunities for both like expressive animation for him. But also it opens up a lot of avenues for ways that we can dress other characters in the world. I forgot, what does... Let me pull up a character sheet, because I am so good at my job and always remember what my characters look like. There she is, okay. Just do this, like she just kind of has, like... And she's just wearing shorts. You know, this is such a good fit. Like, not to hype myself up too much, but I really want to see someone design a sweater like this, where it's like, maybe it's already a thing, but like a cardigan where you're really only meant to button up one of the buttons, so you get this cool X shape across your chest. that along with the black shirt and the shorts, I feel like leads to a really really solid design that also just kind of visually shows her not necessarily being unavailable, but maybe like how Calvin perceives her as someone who isn't present and available, or like as someone that he doesn't really see himself as someone has like a disconnect. I mean, you know, that's me reading into stuff that ended up was mostly just kind of a coincidence. We didn't really, I forget how much of it was like done on purpose thematically. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I feel like there's, if I want to do one thing when we move on to other parts of this project, is I want to make sure that like there's other things that carry that kind of like implicit thematic weight in the designs. There's a couple of moments that I think do that here, but just looking at the plans that Jack and Core have for later episodes, because we basically know how the first season's going to play out should we find both like if we can find like a financial avenue to fund more if this once the pilot's out. But I should maybe not be yapping so much about the future. I don't think this is the pose I'm gonna stick with for her, but this is just kind of building out the framework that I think is going to be present for this shot. I'm actually gonna go through and just kind of... Oh, not that. Why is it not letting me just, Let me take that off, and then let me see if it'll let me move just 1 point. There we go. I'm actually going to pull all of this down a little bit so that they're more in scale. I should also avoid yapping too much, just because I feel like a lot of what I'm saying are things I've probably said in other streams and don't really want to repeat myself too much. Oh, right. I just realized something. I'm going to pause Miku real quick because I just remembered. I actually finished the thing that I started in the previous stream. I'm going to share that real quick just because I do like how it came out, and then I'll bring back Miku. So towards the beginning of the previous stream I did, I had this bit that I was doing, or I had this thing I was working on that was like, it was like a thing that Noodle was doing for a while in their videos, and I was like, I like that. I'm gonna try to make one of those of myself. If you don't know the context, you can pop over to the very beginning of the previous stream, and all the context is there. Let me find it here. But anyway, finished this. So I'm gonna play this real quick because it's funny. Oh, I guess it changed. I guess it puts it in its own thing, so I didn't need to resize Miku. Let me just put her back then, and I'll just pull up. I'll just get another window stream going here. There we go. Window capture, and set this one to this. Okay. This is what it ended up being by the end. You could see like the beginning of the artwork. I spent way too much time trying to get the rendering right, but now it looks like this. Yeah, that was it. Honestly, very fun bit. I'm glad I did it. Yes, I do want to remove that because I do not need it. I need to keep playing Miku. But yeah, got caught up with that. That was pretty fun. let's lower this and let's get y'all with a bit more detail going. Oh, let me up stabilization. Actually, I probably shouldn't have too much of that going. I'm gonna change this pose, like I said, but just for now at least. I feel like she's gonna be sitting a bit more formally. What did she have for shoes? She had like not laces, a strap. And then we have Mr. Mopey McGee over here. Actually, I'm not going to bother defining the nose here because a lot of this is going to be covered by their shoulders, which have this fun little detail on them. I think this has like a marimba going in the song, which sounds kind of nice. I feel like anytime I hear like a marimba or like in any kind of like lo-fi track, all I can really think about is like Pipe Dream from Animusic back in the day. I say back in the day because fucking 2008 was... I try not to think about how long ago 2008 was, but if you've not seen Animusic, definitely recommend it. It is a good time. And let's do this, get these lines in. And I'm pretty sure Mopey McGee over here I need to speak gooder, is going to have roughly like this pose. So I feel more confident in that. So let's get this hidden. Or actually, just the characters themselves. Or just the character art on that layer, I mean, because I still need the other bits. And there we go. Let's bump up this scale. And since none of this is final, I'm just going to lower the opacity. Instead of using the eraser, I'm just going to scribble this in on a different layer. Just so I can go through and make edits later without losing my previous line art rather than just erasing it. There we go. Let's do it around these as well so I can increase the opacity there. Like so. And there we go. That is a quote awkward medium wide shot on their silence. They're both being really quiet right now. Damn. Let's save this. And what is next? Next on the agenda is the new Oz Tourism logo. So we have not really... This is one, I guess I would call it like a sort of aesthetic pitfall that we haven't addressed yet, and that is what the branding for this setting itself is. Man, I really hope that we've established like New Oz as a concept somewhere, and this isn't me leaking something that wasn't established before. It probably doesn't matter. There's 0 concurrent viewers, so I shouldn't be worried. But you know, it'll be good for other folks to hear at later points in the future. Also, I'm in a yappy mood. Oh, heyo. Hello, Weapons Remorse. Just in time. We're going to be doing some logo design. So, fun fact, we have already made a custom font, for the aesthetic of New Oz City, the main setting here. Let me just turn off the edge of this font here, and let me go find it. It should be, I believe I have it. I think it's only set to like caps, or like, here it is. This is the custom font. It's like, so a lot of times we needed to have something that sort of roughly looked like text for different areas, and this is what it looks like. I spent probably like an hour or so just trying to throw together something that, when you scale it down, it like almost looks like writing but isn't. And I'm gonna see what happens if I just write New Oz City in this, because I haven't actually seen what it looks like when I try to write actual words. So this is what that looks like written down, and honestly, not the best combination here. Yes, the font. Let's see. But yeah, this is what we came up with for that. So I'm gonna go for this sort of blocky aesthetic, but built out as with like actual words. So let me just start on that. I think the shot itself is gonna be, actually, let me make it a perfect square here. Do this, fill it in gray, like so. And let's put this in like this. What if I made it vertical? I feel like that could be fun. So it's like, just, I'll go with white for this, but it's like N-E-W Oz. So it's like, oh, wrong, the other way. That could be something. How does one create a font? I just went to this, like, I just Googled make custom font and I filled out a template. I just didn't put actual words in the spots. Let's see how... I'm not actually sure I vibe with this very much, but I'm going to commit to finishing it just in case I like it afterwards. Let's get some stuff going here. Actually, no, I'm gonna fill this in with... I'm gonna fill this in with black, and then I'm gonna fill the actual text in white. Just quickly using my square brush here, because I'm not gonna go too fancy with this one. There's also, like, a verticality to the city that I feel like this could be a reflection of in terms of, like, how it markets itself as a city with multiple layers. So that could be something that I can lean into in its, like, its aesthetic as far as, like, how one might get tourism in, kind of in that like in a, I don't know, like the way that they have like the St. Louis Arch and stuff. Although a lot of the structural inspirations we took was actually from, how do you say it? It was like Chongqing in China. It is this very dense city that has multiple layers, and I spelled Chongqing. And one thing that folks might pick up on is I believe they have a lot of, like, first, it's a very densely packed city with a lot of different layered areas. I've seen, like, tourism videos of people, like, being able to go from, like, the 18th to the 21st to what they assume is the ground floor. Then they step out and as you see it goes down another couple stories. That very densely packed infrastructure. But I also believe it has some very interesting public railway systems that I thought were cool. So some of that's going to make its way in as well. I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, but I like talking about this because, like, look at this. Like, you have this this railway, or like this sort of, I guess, I don't know if they're like trains or like whatever they're called, like a subway type deal. I'm not entirely sure, but like this aesthetic of like, oh, we're just gonna have this big hole in a building because everything's so densely packed that this is an efficient way of having travel in this space. But anyway, that's me getting distracted. Let me just get back to what I'm actually supposed to be doing here. But like that kind of like aesthetic philosophy is kind of what we're aiming for. I think it would be cool to reflect that here, so... It's not working. And let's go through with white and it's a little difficult to read, honestly, but maybe I can make this work. I feel like there's potential here, so I'm not gonna give up on this yet. Just fill these in solid like that. And let's make this a lighter gray. Is this... So I don't know what a tourism logo would be. Let me look this up, see if that's like a thing. What could a tourism logo be? I assume there's probably like a separate company that would handle something like that. This is not helpful at all. These are all AI generated because We live in hell. Uh, I guess I'll just have have the word visit atop, like visit. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I can have. If I have city at the bottom here, that can fill in those gaps there. Or fill in that one creative gap, which is. Oh, wait a minute. It almost kind of looks like the logo for that anime that came out recently called City. But I honestly, I kind of vibe with this. Oh, hold on one second. I am being summoned for something real quick. I'm gonna be right back. Let me just put a big BRB thing on screen, bro. Enjoy the Miku for about a couple minutes here. 1 second, where's... Alrighty, there we go. We are back. Sorry about that. So where were we? We're working on this. I like this. Let me hide some of this other stuff here. I think that has potential. I'll file that away for now. I do need just like a regular shot of this TV from a slightly further angle so we can see the whole thing. I believe this one would actually be able to double up since we have a... Oh, wait, no. No, never mind. I can look that up later. Let's do it like this. And then I'll just throw out the symmetry ruler to do the smoother liner here. Huh, got pretty close there. Usually I'm off center more. And then... Oh, hey, Pigeon. I'm doing good. I mean, I'm a bit out of it just because of like, I think I mentioned the ADHD medicine thing last time. So my sleep schedule is very wonky. I was up all night and I ended up going to sleep around like 10 and then waking up at like 2:30 to start the stream. And then I'm probably gonna go back to sleep after this. Weirdly, honestly, I don't think it's that much of a problem because I have difficulties falling asleep at night, but like, falling asleep then, out like a light. I don't know when I became nocturnal, but I guess that's something I should be conscious of. I hope you're doing good. I hope. Oh, how was the, you mentioned going to like an animation, I think you called it a meetup, or just like, I assumed it was like less businessy and more casual. I hope you had a good time there. Let's see here, and then, oh, actually, I can keep the, let me just move this ruler down here, and then I can plan out where I'm going to put the tourism logo. Head to New Oz City. And then maybe have like a, because like the city kind of looks like a mountain. So if I have something like this, then it's like, oh, here's, or it's like kind of built into a mountain, so I can have something like this where it's like, and then up here it's like says visit New Orleans City. and then it's like maybe like cut to like whatever is happening behind him. A mixer. Yeah, it was good. It was a good time all around. They showed us a bunch of short films they made in the area, basically all SCAD films, lol. I was the only one not from SCAD, and I got to talk to some new folks. So basically can't complain. That sounds nice. Man, honestly, I do want to meet more people in like the indie animation space. I mean, I guess there's like the folks that we're working with. One of our animators, Emily Zulo, has been worked on a lot of interesting projects. I believe the last one I saw that she worked on was Wastelandia, that it was like Izzy with a lot of Z's made. But I definitely want to see what else is happening in the space. That sounds like a nice time. Let's see here. I am really vibing with like this format because it's like you got new as long as someone doesn't say it like, I just want to make, as long as it doesn't like end up looking like inadvertently like something else, I should be fine with this. At least for now. And then during like the next like meeting, I can go through. Keep getting these mixed up. There we go. And I'm not going to bother having details for the eyes, and then Y is... Also, is that a logo? Yeah, so something that I needed to do for this project was... So one of the things that it was asked that I do is make a New Oz Tourism logo, and I don't have to add the music. This is just what they have as like the placement, as like this was like the note they gave for something that needed to be filled. So this is kind of what I was thinking in terms of like what a logo for this city could be. And I like it's like, this is something that I was thinking about a bit before, is there's this sort of verticality to this part here, since it's a city with multiple layers. So I think, and then because the city itself, to some degree, oh, I am so stupid. This is so obvious. There's the fucking, Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. Was it Maslow? Maslow's, Maslow, not Maslov. So, here. Oh, why is that create new from movie? I'm trying to copy an image. I gotta tell the team about this. Okay, so the way the way this works is each episode is going to take us further and further up the city, basing it around this. God, this is actually a really good way of formatting the story. Fuck, I should have figured this out before. Take it. Okay, I'm gonna take note of that. That feels like one of those obvious things that I should have been thinking about before, and maybe I did and I just forgot, but boy, this is gonna be fun to look back on later and realize that maybe I've already said it, but either I've already said it before, or now there's like a record of that idea being somewhere. Oh shoot, I wrote that on the wrong layer, so now that's stuck together again. Yeah, that's like a really fun part of this process, is just been like when a sort of random idea just pops in your head. It's like, oh wait, this answers a question or just solves an existing problem that I already had, or sort of gives more context to something. And it's like you can pretend it. It's like it just kind of happens. You don't have to be like conscious of it until afterwards. But also this works like thematically, because might be getting into potentially spoilery, but like in the vaguest way possible. This is not going to actually show what happens. The very bottom here is, at the very least, we don't want to feel hungry, thirsty, exhausted, freezing, overheating, sick, or in pain. I would say by the end of this, there is a hint of the two that are coming on the top there, safety and social, but mainly the thing that's being addressed in this episode is going to be physiological. Dude was cooking when he came up with that one. Okay. I'm trying to not get like overly hyped, but about my ideas here. But so I'm gonna do some base colors on this and then see where I go from there, just so that I don't let myself fall too far down that rabbit hole. Let's pull from, it's around the middle of the day. Do I have a background that's from like the midday? I guess this shot, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, why is that all blurred? There we go. It's a little overexposed, so I might lower that down, but let's just try to get some base colors in. And we also have like a zoomed out shot that I could probably reuse here. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Psychology theories could be crazy, not gonna lie. Either they're like insane projection and make no sense, or they literally are perfect and make everything make sense. Yeah, I would say this is one of those things where it's like, it's a good generalization, and it's like, you know, that one of those like it's like one of those like philosophy, it's almost like philosophy where it's like someone isn't like the first person to like invent asking questions, they're just the first one to define it in clear terms. That's a cool sort of trend if that's the direction the themes in this one are headed. I think the way the story is planned, because I think it just makes the most sense for, you know, the main character to feel the most like self-actualized at the end of the story. It's, you know, it's like, I feel like it would happen that way regardless, but maybe being able to define it more solidly could lead to something that makes it easier to write later episodes. But at the same time, like, if they have their own thought process, I don't want to get in the way there. Oh, let me refer other layers and pull from here. Let's pull here. Actually, pull from this shadowy bit here. Oh, that's a bit too dark. Like that. Maybe more of this like stronger yellow over here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and then I can use this sort of shadow color let's use that. And then I'll throw some green on the bottom. Oh, no, I was aiming for the green. Oh, why is that not pulling the color that I'm aiming for? There we go. And then let's do some quick adjustments here and bring these closer to like here. Like that, and then just the colors. These will probably be changed later, but since I have these colors to draw from, I might as well try to have a more... I want these to feel a little bit more cohesive. And this will probably get overlaid with some blue anyway, since they're kind of contained within this sort of dome shape. Let's just get these up. And I'll also lighten up everything in there, so I don't have to. From here, just like that, and that gives. There we go. And let's pick this dark blue and just go through and. Where's the close and fill? Just kind of go through all of this here and set this to overlay, or actually maybe hard light. Okay, hard light does something. It's not exactly what I want to see. Let's duplicate this and set this one to multiply. Maybe just normal? Difference is not it. Something that darkens it with... I need to actually learn what these layer modes do. That should be like a task that I set out. It's just like figuring out what all of these are actually meant for. And then lower this one. Change this to maybe more of a teal? Ooh, okay, wait a minute. That I kind of like. Blending mode roulette multiply darkens. It does. Yeah, I mean, see, sometimes these color overlays work for me and sometimes they don't. Actually, let me just drop this in around things first, and then maybe that'll make it easier. Oh, I have to set this to refer other layers. Yeah, let's just throw that in here first for a little bit, and then so this area, I want these to be more sort of autumn-y colors, or just like maybe more like closer to soil, because I'm going to be drawing plants over this. There's a bunch of magical mumbo jumbo behind the layer modes that scare me. True. Yeah, I something I think I might do at some point is I want to make like a video for TikTok that's just like oh wait, there was a period of time where I used to use blending modes and handpicked every color because I was tired of them. I learned a lot, but now I'm back to relying on them. Lol. Yeah, save. I do have some like shortcuts in my head for adjusting colors on just like the wheel to find ones that I like. just kind of me doing like math in my head, I guess. Or, well, I mean, I call it math, but it's mostly just like just knowing like which direction to nudge things to add the variety that I'm looking for. But there we go. And then I can put some like maybe something gold-ish. Hopefully I know this might just be me being paranoid, but I keep getting worried that I'm accidentally gonna put something that like looks like something else in this by accident, and then people are gonna think it was on purpose, so I have to be careful there, but I'm pretty sure I'm safe here. That's probably just me being paranoid. Color theory, mental math, like changing the hues to be cooler and slightly desaturated for shadows. Yeah, exactly. I need to crack open the James Gurney color and light book again at some point. I used to have a copy of it, but I don't have it with me when I moved, unfortunately. What was I saying before? Right, I was talking about something. Oh, I was gonna say, I want to make like a short for TikTok that's just like that, and then also put it on YouTube. That's just like how it's like that's just like a screen starts with a screenshot of the Larimos and being like, wait, what do these actually do? And then just giving like some rough explanations just so I can both figure out what the heck is going on with those. Because I still don't really know outside of overlay. Overlay seems to be good for most of my problems, but that's not the most useful thing. Oh, that's the same color as the sky. Is there a different blue I can pull from? Let's pull from right here. Ooh, I like that. Okay. That'd be so real and helpful. Yeah, I need to figure it out. That's been on my mind for a while, but I need to finish my current project, which I really hope I can get it out this month. Since you're on the members thing, you'll probably be, unless I remember to advertise my members thing on YouTube ahead of time, you'll see an early preview of it. Hopefully, maybe you could see if I'm making sense or if I'm just going to be talking out of my ass for like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how long the script ends up being. I guess I'll say the premise here just because like there's not that many folks, so it's not, I don't have to worry about it about spreading, I guess. It's going to be sort of it's gonna be a video that's framed towards people that are like absolute beginners, like someone who's like people who are interested in drawing but haven't started yet, and it's going to be me essentially like, one second, I'm gonna draw this real quick. It's like an hour-long video that's just designed to be one of these, and it's like, put some cheese here, put a box and some rope, and it's like, if someone clicks on the video, that is them agreeing that they want to start drawing and had an hour to spare, and in that case, like, guess what, you're now trapped and you have to participate. You've fallen for my evil trap, muhahaha. And then it's just like a series of like what I hope will be fairly good advice, like, you know, drawing with your arm, showing how to stretch, Yeah, it's content for the I can't even draw a circled crowd, which is oh, I'm gonna kick up artist. I just got myself a screen tablet. Oh, hell yeah, I'm glad to see that's cool. But yeah, like something I'm gonna do as kind of my cheat code to get people on board is I'm not actually gonna start with drawing. I'm gonna start by, once people like stretch and all that, I'm gonna have them write the alphabet instead. And then that's gonna be my way of leading it into, these are like the motions that are both common in drawing and writing. So then it's like, well, if you could write the word hello, you know a lot, you know how to like draw the parts of something that could look like a stick figure or something. It's like, it's just this question of how do you take those motions that you're already familiar with in this space and translate it over to a new medium, rather than viewing drawing as an entirely separate skill set that just happens to use the same tools. But I'm because it's one of those things that I've talked about for like years at this point, and I almost never see people use as a framework for art lessons. But here's the thing, my handwriting is awful too. It's not good, but it is a motion that I'm familiar with. So it's less about the quality and more just being conscious of it in that context, or in a new context. Because when you're drawing, you're doing it generally at what is likely to be a slower pace than you write. So you're able to be more careful than you would be taking notes, where you're more likely to be, you know, kind of zooming through it quickly. That carefulness isn't like something people are prone to do in that space though. Oh, let me just but it is a motion that you're still familiar with, and that's something that can be applied in other ways. Even if not like in the exact same way. Yeah, I am really excited for this video. I've genuinely wanted, like, been debating, like, do I just want to be like an art teacher for real? And just like get like, maybe not like a certification in the sense of like I would be doing it at an actual school, but you know, trying to find like maybe some teaching resources from people that have more experience, because I'd love to be able to branch it out into talking about like self-education in general, because that's something that, you know, I was homeschooled and it had its pros and, let's be real, mostly cons in my case. Oof, these colors do not look good together. Overlay layer save me. I'm just gonna throw some extra, stuff here, and then I'm gonna try to make these look a little bit more cohesive, but let me make another layer here. This a little bit lighter and put this here. Oh, actually do this. Oh no, that lowers the contrast. I do not like that. Oh, that looks even worse. Okay, maybe I should just stick with what I had before and then make this part darker. Add a bit more red. You know, actually, I kind of like this process of just like going through and just like tweaking things as I should stay on one topic. What was I talking about? I was talking about being an art teacher, yeah. I think that's something I would actually be good at, and it's also been kind of validating to go through and check like, oh, what do like existing teachers have to say about like X, Y, or Z when it comes to art lessons, and then realize like, oh, sweet, there's already people that are putting in the work to describe this in a similar way. That did not fill that in at all. Let's do it like this. Oh, that looks bad. Let me just take this and just kind of... Oh, wait a minute. This is all things that exist behind here, so I can just fill this in behind these. And it points out a gap that I missed before. Thank you. There we are. And let's put this over here. And let's use this red that I'm already using over here, or this kind of brownish tone. See how that looks. Oh. There we go. And I honestly don't really fuck with these colors together like this. Let's throw this over and just add like an overlay. Make it red. Nope, that's a bit much. Like this. Maybe purple. That's a little bit strong. Pull this on top of everything. Maybe soft light. Make it more saturated. Oh, that's piss. Yeah, I gotta learn what these do. This'll make my life so much easier. Let me pick a color I like from here. I like this red. Let's see what happens if I just mix this in. And then lower the opacity. Okay, that kind of brings them together. I might actually change the time of day, though. I think I'm going to change the time of day, actually. I snagged XP Artist Pen for 200 bucks, like... Oh, that's a good brand. I use Krita as my art suite. Krita is a really solid program. I don't feel like you can really go wrong with that one. Oof, God, I am not feeling these colors at all. I think I'm gonna have to redo these because something is not clicking here for me. I like the dirt color I have here. I almost want to build more around that rather than like the greens and blues that I have present in other shots. Because there's gonna be a shot with a lot of blue right after this, so having that contrast would be good. Until I get CSP, it's Krita all the way. Krita is, yeah, Krita's good. I feel like I went straight from Psy to Clip Studio, but I've experimented with Krita in the past, and like just seeing artists like Teleperte able to utilize the animation function in this as well as they have has been really cool. Also, if you're looking for other free drawing programs, this might sound odd, get Blender. Blender has very good, like I wouldn't necessarily call it an intuitive animation suite, but pretty solid drawing tools. Also, if you're looking for stuff that you can use online, the tool set for Magma, like the online art, like the online like shared canvas thing, really robust tool sets. Yeah, I still need to learn how to like actually make like models in it, but the grease pencil's good. I haven't actually used GIMP though. I should try GIMP at some point. Let me just try something here. I'm gonna select the colors I like here. And I'm going to remove those from the overlay, and then I'm going to do a hue shift on this layer. And see if that does anything. And I make it like maybe like bright red? Or color. No, that's saturation. That makes it look a bit dreamy. This is where I'm kind of revealing that I think I have a good sense for colors. I just am also... Maybe I just don't know when to quit. I think I need to start over on these. Yeah, I'm... You know, I think I might just be overthinking this. I'm gonna just... Let me just clear these and... I'm gonna go back and try to maybe do this off stream, I think. I think this is a good place to stop anyway. I think I'm about an hour in, so... Yeah, that's like an hour, 15 minutes. I'm gonna aim for a longer stream for tomorrow, though. Since I'm actually feeling pretty good, but I'm not gonna try to push my luck here just in case I fall asleep later. So, yeah, I think I'll wrap things up here. I do really like how... the framing for this shot went, and I got this border vision mostly where I want. So, yeah, this is a good stop